What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pacers Daily. I am your host, Hery Acosta, and the Pacers, for the first time in the playoffs, have dropped to game two. But is it the end of the world? Not necessarily, but there's a lot of things that the Pacers have to tweak, and it all starts with their efficiency. They've been very efficient all playoffs, but last night, one of their worst shooting games, and they did shoot 45% from the field, which is not technically the worst number, but for the Pacers, who's a team that can shoot 50% whenever, this is a pretty low number. They struggled a lot against the Thunder defense. The Thunder also had shot 49% from the field. Pacers just looked depleted yesterday, and they couldn't get back on transition. Their turnovers was high again, and it just looked like they didn't know where they were at. Now, losing a game against Oklahoma at the Paycom Center is a normal occurrence. Eastern Conference teams tend to struggle. Last time before game one that an Eastern Conference team had won at the Paycom Center was March 12th of 2024, which is also the Pacers. So if there's any team that had the Thunder number at the Paycom Center, it would be the Pacers. Now last night was a different story. The Thunder dominated. Their bench outplayed our bench. It was the beatdown from the beginning. It all started with a 26-20 first quarter, which was the only other quarter that was as good as that quarter was the fourth. Now the Pacers did score 66 points in the second half, but they failed to crack 110. And as we've seen, every time the Pacers score 110, they do win in these playoffs. They have yet to lose when scoring 110. Pacers missed the mark by 3. They were at 107. But there are a lot of other reasons as to why the Pacers struggled in this game. This is one of the big ones. Now, the Pacers did end up with 34 points in the paint. A lot of it did come in the fourth quarter. But throughout the game, in the first quarter, the Pacers did not score in the paint. The Pacers had no transition, fast break points. And if you're going to beat a Thunder team, and if you're struggling to shoot from three, as the Pacers shot 14 of 40, you need to get in the paint. You have a lot of players that can create their own shots, they can create their own opportunities, their own buckets, and you're refusing to look inside. Halliburton didn't attack the paint until the if I'm not mistaken, the second quarter. Even or not, he didn't take a shot in the paint either the second or the third quarter. Um, Halliburton had 3 points at half, so it was the third quarter where he shot the floater. It ended with 17. He had a good fourth quarter, but overall the team was just not looking in the paint. Every other play was a 3-point shot. They were not hitting the corner three as much as they did in game one, but it's just something that Rick Carlisle kind of has to recoach them on. Be like, hey, we are a good 3-point shooting team, one of the best 3-point shooting teams. But if it's not working, every single one of you knows how to get to the paint. Miles Turner knows how to sit in the paint, get those layups, get those hook shots. Siakam's main game is the mid-range shot into the paint too as well. Neesmith and Nemhard very good at driving into the paint, and we all know how good Halliburton is driving into the paint. But another thing is defend the Thunder in the paint. Thunder have a great paint team. Shea gets to the paint and gets fouled all the time. That's his game. You know it's his game. Hands up. And if you get called for a foul, look at the replay, maybe it could be overturned. Maybe it was marginal contact or maybe it was an offensive foul. But that leads into my next one. Now, this is a kind of a touchy subject just because we all know how much Shea gets to the free throw line. Now, we all know that Shea is one of the has one of the best whistles in the league. Last night he shot 12 free throws, was 11 of 12, which is about his average of how many free throws he shoots. But everyone was getting to the line. Jalen Williams got to the line nine. He had 9 free throws. Chet only shot 2. Caruso shot 4. Hartenstein and Wiggins both shot 2. But this is just a number that needs to go down. The Pacers did have the bonus with 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. They are also doing a good job of making the Thunder foul. But still, the Pacers fouled 5 more times. Now, it doesn't matter how much of that could be reffing, but you need to stay disciplined. You need to make sure you defend with your arms up. Players like Neesmith and Nemhard can't afford to foul a lot. It was good because Nemhard only had 1 foul in the game. Neesmith had 3. But Siakam had 4 fouls in this game, and so did Benedict Mathurin. Everyone on the team at least had 1. Most players had 2 or more. So it's just important to make sure that when you defend, keep those hands up. If you can get a steal, which the Thunder got a lot of those when we were trying to go up, hit the ball right out. Thunder played very disciplined. Pacers did not. So it will just be very important for the Pacers to kind of match that discipline, not match the pace, match the discipline. Just because if the Thunder can play the whole game, they fouled 20 times. If the Thunder can play the whole game and hit you with less fouls, that's going to be a struggle for the Pacers because everybody on the Thunder is a good free throw shooter, especially Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You know he gets to that line. And the last one, the Pacers are just thunderstruck. The Thunder are a great team. There is no doubt about that. They are the best team in the NBA. We got them in game 1. Very good comeback. We could not even begin to start a comeback in this game. We struggled very badly. The Thunder realized that they had to step up, so they had Shai with 34, Caruso with 20, Aaron Wiggins with 18, 19 for J-Dub, 15 for Holmgren. This is all with Kaysen and Lu Dort combining for 7 points. 2 players on the starting lineup combined for 7. Everyone on the Pacers starting lineup and Benedict Mathurin and McConnell were in double figures. This is all about the Thunder offense. The Thunder offense absolutely dismantled our defense. Pacers played with really good offense, especially in the third and fourth quarter. But another thing is, you got to start the game better. The Pacers can't rely on fourth quarter magic comebacks throughout this finals because this is not. This is a juggernaut. This is a team that could legitimately be a dynasty for the next years to come. And the Pacers' best shot to win a finals is this year. Because whether or not we win can determine if Miles Turner decides to come back. Player like Thomas Bryant, who's also a free agent, Isaiah Jackson. There's few players on our team that could be looking to go elsewhere if we lose. But if we win, Turner should be able to come back. Bryant should come back. But make sure a team like the Thunder, very young roster, all of them locked in for a few years. Players like Holmgren and J-Dub still on their rookie contracts. So this is a young team with a lot to prove, and the Pacers have a little bit more experience. Still a very young team, average age about 25, 26, but they just got to make sure they don't get thunderstruck every game. Now the series comes to Indy, best fans in the league, so we'll see how Indiana puts their best foot forward here in Indiana. They've been playing pretty well at home. They also played pretty well on the road. So we've struggled in game threes. We have not won a game 3 in these playoffs. But Pacers have also not lost back-to-back games since March. So we'll see if they can keep that streak going. But as always, I'm your host, Hery Acosta. This is Pacers Daily. And you know what? Boom, baby. Go Pacers.